So you want to be a star in the music industry. This is episode 4 with Mitch, Kevin. Um, Today, I'd like to just give you a reminder to not lose your dream. A lot of what Kevin and I talk about is very dry, administrative management, self-management work. And a lot of what most artists want to do is just be creative. We are here to tell you you can't just be creative if you want to have a career. You certainly can have your 15 minutes of fame without any advice from us. But if 15 minutes is enough, go have a good time. We're here to try to help you spend more than 15 minutes at the top of the charts. Along with that, don't get overwhelmed by what we tell you or books you read or what somebody else tells you ought to do. One step at a time, but take a step every single day. Your job is to say, I'm going to spend 45 minutes or an hour after work or after school concentrating on doing one simple thing that gets my career and my vocal quality, my song choice, my musical dream to the next step. There are unfortunately 2,000 steps. So if you start concentrating on all of them at once, you will be overwhelmed. So today we are back to the multiple steps about marketing yourself in social media. Kevin, take it away.
So this is episode 4, so we'll call it social media part 2. And yesterday, since we took a little bit longer than we thought we did, we'll probably make this one a little bit shorter and just cut a little bit more straight to the point. So for yesterday, for social media episode 1, we talked about a few tips in strengthening your presence in social media, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. There's no more MySpace really, but just all levels of social media. So just to do a recap before I continue on with the rest of the list, we had 7 items. The first one was stop being neutral. Second one was do something unexpected. The third was don't make advertisements, to be as subtle as possible. And for the details on the first 3 steps, just go back in YouTube and look at episode number 3, social media part 1. So to continue on, I want to start today with tip number 4, which, based on the notes we got from that we're borrowing from Kiss Metrics, number 4 in their list of 7 things was make sequels, which we kind of modified, and we like to call this be consistent. So whenever you create a presence through social media, and I'm mainly, I guess I'll talk about Facebook and Twitter, just continue to give people more. So don't send out a tweet today and then disappear for a month and then come back on Twitter. Or send a post or upload a picture on Facebook, but then nobody sees you for 6 months. So just make sure whatever you do is consistent in your activity.
And may I say, for those of us who aren't excited about spending a lot of time on social media, that this is a really important lesson, because to just say hi friends on one day and then go on a vacation for 2 weeks is not going to help you career-wise.
That's a good point. But consistency doesn't mean you do it all day long. So if your consistent is lunchtime and evening, just do that lunchtime and evening every day. If your consistent is every Wednesday, make sure it's every Wednesday. So whatever you do, just be consistent at what it is. So moving on, step 5 is allow and promote sharing. So you want to make it as easy as possible for people to spread whatever message it is that you have to share. And just anything that you post, if you have your own website, make sure there's a link for people to follow you on Twitter or share it on Facebook. So you just want to have just whatever's available so that people can email your information. Just don't lock it up. Just make it shareable. And that's the best way. I mean, that should be pretty self-explanatory.
And short is really good. That's all I have to add.
Number 6 is connect with comments, and this could be, I guess, viewed in a few different ways, but I like to call it follower interaction. So as an artist or an aspiring artist, you want to make sure, and this is easier in the beginning before you have a million followers. So in the beginning, if somebody says something, and just make sure you reply, or somebody follows you or puts you on the Follow Friday, that you respond and you just say thanks for the follow or anything like that. So you just want to be interactive. But as soon as you get to a million plus followers, you can't really respond to every single tweet. So now it just gets to the point where you do backflips and somebody says, "Hey, I think your next backflip should be on in the middle of Times Square." That you, if you get a chance to, go to Times Square and do a backflip. It just shows that you're listening to the people that are paying attention to you. So,
and may you get to the point that you have that many followers. Do not think, and I'm sure none of you do, that it is easy to build your list of followers. Even famous people have trouble getting to the high numbers. But the more you have, the more, when you have something worthwhile to say or some song that's worthwhile to put out there, you'll have more people than you would have.
exactly. Last but not least, step number 7, never restrict access. This should be something that's more a common sense, but I never understood why somebody would have a Twitter page that is private, or you go to the Facebook but only 3 people can see it. So if you're trying to be known, if you're trying to be an artist, just make sure that whatever site you're on, people can get to it and access it, and it's not private. They don't need to wait a week for you to confirm it. So just make it easy for people to get access to your information.
And last, for me, is if what you're putting out there is crap, don't put it out there. You want a reputation for quality. What is quality? It is not what you see in high school. It is what you see on the best concert stages in the world. You must go online, watch television, go to concerts, see what is exciting, and say, how do I put that out? How close can I get to the highest standard? Not what is the easiest thing for me to put out there.
That's a good point.
Also,
aside from these 7 steps, two things that come to mind for me, very simple, and a random shout out in the middle of this. A good friend out of the Atlanta area by the name of Jawar told me when I first set up my Twitter account, make sure you put your bio on that. Something very simple, but you have people whose bio is middle of nowhere or just one line something. As an artist or somebody that wants to be known, make sure your bio is as clear, whether it's the type of music you do, another way to find out information on you, whether it's your website or your YouTube channel or whatever it is. Just make sure your bio is clear as to who you are. So along with that, whatever your Twitter name is or whatever your artist name is, just make sure your brand as an artist is consistent across all platforms. So don't be called I like to sing and dance on YouTube, and then you go to Twitter and your name is I like to do the Dougie, and then something else. So every platform in Facebook, your name is somebody else. So just make sure your brand, your name, everything's consistent. If you're out there on all of these platforms, just make sure everything is the same.
And in summary, keep your dreams alive, but do not fantasize. Do not pretend you are Aretha Franklin. Dream about your personal career and what you have to do, what it's going to look like 6 months from now, 1 year from now, and what tasks you have to do to get there. Shout out, Kevin. You already made one.
One random shout out already. Just quick summary, like you guys don't need it again. 7 steps. One more time. Stop being neutral. Do something unexpected. Don't make advertisements. 4 was make sequels, but I like to call it consistency. Allow and promote sharing. Connect with comments is number 6. Never restrict access, number 7. Again, thank the people at Kissmetrics for this viral marketing cheat sheet.
All right, and today's last shout out is to Olympic gold medalist Greg Louganis, who we love dearly, who is an amazing sports figure and person.
All right, and then again, who are these 2 guys? Kevin Curtin.
Mitch Weiss.
Check out the website, We're at www.MWEntGroup.com.
Twitter is @_MWEG, and hope to see you tomorrow. We'll have more to say.